Hey, my friends. Who wants the budget? You? You? No? Let's not all raise our hands at once, right? Come on, budget with me, guys. Okay, so today I figured we'd sit and have a little coffee and talk budget. Because shit's getting real. Oh, sorry. For those of you who are new, welcome. My name is Heather. Don't be offended. Sometimes I swear it just flops right out of there like diarrhea. I don't got a filter. Please, I'm not being mean. Okay, so to do a budget, you're gonna need, are you ready? It's not as hard as you think, it's not as stressful as you think. You need a writing utensil, you're gonna need you a notebook, and time. That is it to start. That's all you need. Writing utensil, paper, and time. If you don't got paper, whiteboard. That works too. Just thought of that on the fly. Okay. To start a budget, I want you to write down all your expenses. Every bill you have, all your credit cards, any excess stuff you have. I want you to write it all down. And when you're writing it down, I want you to write down the day it's owed, how much it is, okay? If you don't know yet, wait till the bill comes around because we're not in a rush. We're starting today, but it doesn't have to be implemented tomorrow. You know, you can have a little bit of time to try to figure this all out because it's crazy. I know when I started my budgeting, I was like, how the hell do you start? Where? You start by figuring out what you owe everybody, okay? And then I want you to take all of your incomes and combine them. Now, not everybody makes salary. I totally understand that, so you don't know what you make every week. But what you can do is you can go look back over time, see how much each paycheck was, and give yourself a rough estimate of what that is, and use that number. Go a little bit below. That way you're not, at the end of the month, overboard. But if you do make salary and you know what you're going to make every month or every week, at the end of that week, at the end of that month, your bank account should be zeroed out if this works correctly. Okay? And if it's going to take you a little while to get there, I promise you, you're not doing anything wrong, and don't shoot yourself in the foot and be frustrated with it and throw it out. Be strong. You got this. I believe in you. I did it. And I was a housewife, literally, for 16 years, never even looked at a bill. I didn't give a shit what it cost, what this was, what that was. My job was in the house. I had to raise my kids, teach my kids, clean my house, and all. I had enough on my plate. You deal with the money. You work and deal with the money. That's it. Okay? That's all you got to do. So my kids finally grew up, and I didn't have to do 90% of everything by myself. So I took over the budget. And let me tell you, that was a learning curve all by myself. Okay. So, once you get it all written down, my shoulder is aching today, guys. I'm sorry. I got lots of notes, so I'm going to be like all over the place. And this is probably going to be multiple videos because I like the blah, 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 blah. And it doesn't all come out right, so I'll say it 6 times. So, and then, plug those bills in on your calendar so you know every day that you have a bill, you know where it is. Draw out a calendar, do a Calendex where you have just the numbers of the month listed in a row with the M, T, W, T, F, S, S, for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I know I've written it enough times. I know those letters by heart. M, T, W, T, F, S, S. Okay. Moving on. I'm foolish, guys. I've had way too much coffee today and I'm still drinking more. So yeah, plug them into the calendar so that you know what days you owe a bill. because that's the first thing you want to know. It's what is due and where it's due. It's probably going to take you a little bit because things are going to slip your mind. You'll think you got it all good and ready to go, and then shit, I forgot I owed the gym, or oh, I forgot about that subscription box, or you know, and you want to write all that down. Now, once you get that all written down, I want you to create, or if you have one already, an expense tracker, which is where you're going to write down everything you spent on bills. Expense tracker. A purchase tracker is optional. I use a purchase tracker, and that is, it just says the date, the store, the item, and the amount, because I spend entirely too much, and if I don't know where my money's going, I don't know how to control myself. So I use a purchase tracker. You are going to want a, I forget the name of it now, but it's kind of like your monthly bills. You want the day, what it is, when it's due, and the amount if you know what it is. If you don't worry about it. Estimate what it is. Like if you know your lights usually run you around $200 a month, okay? You just roughly write $200. And then you want a spot for where you can tick it off that it's been paid. And then on your expense tracker, you're going to write how much it was. Now, you can also just use your monthly calendar to tick off that day or cross out that bill as it's been paid. That way you can visually see that it's been paid. I write things multiple times. That way it sticks in my head, and I now almost know when every bill I have is due, because I've been writing it. Like my car insurance, I know is due on the 15th. I know when my credit cards are due because I write it so much. But I can't. That's due to my husband. He put up a flagpole. Anywho. Yeah, so you want that. You also want a payment tracker. A payment tracker is going to be a place where you're going to write the name of the bill. If you pay it online, you want to know your login and your password. You're right there. I'm going to go with a credit card. You want the name of the credit card, when it's due, how much is your minimum payment. You want to know your login for that and your password to get into that app or online to see what your bill is. Was that all I wanted to say? Let's see. Bill due, the website, whatever the website is, the username, your password, your amount, and your due date. And that's going to sit in the back. That's not something you're going to look at all the time. For the first couple of months you might, until you get it down. But say you haven't used a credit card in like 6 months, and then all of a sudden you used it, and then you remembered you used it, and you have to pay it, and you can't remember how to log into something, you'll have it in the back. My budget planner don't go anywhere. It stays right here at home. Okay. I will show you some inserts that I use in a minute. And then, what else did I want to say? I'm just sitting here pulling a blank. So you want to figure out what you owe, figure out how much you're making, figure out when everything is due, and then after that, I want you to slow your roll. Yes, you. Stop spending. Don't spend unless you absolutely have to. Always make at least your minimum payments on everything, so your head stays above water and you're not getting tackled with late fees and extra interest or whatever. Pay your minimums until you can figure out what your budget is. I want you to figure out roughly how much you're spending on food and clothes and your health and beauty aids, which would be feminine products, deodorant, shampoo, perfumes, whatever that should be. Figure out what you pay, what you're spending on clothes roughly. If you don't know, you can work it out as you're going along. Um, and then what is a good thing is to try to find out how to make extra money. Because if you have the time, do it. Like babysitting, animal sitting. You can sell some shit in your house that you don't use anymore. Mow somebody's lawn, clean somebody's car. I don't know why I looked at my neighbor, because that neighbor does not mow my lawn. It'd be cool. They try to find out how to figure out how to make extra money, because any money is good money, and we all need monies. All right. In when you're figuring out what you are gonna owe everybody and all that, try to figure out a savings and pick a goal. Pick one goal so that you are geared to and want a budget, so you can make that goal and get that reward. It could be paying off your debt. It could be saving up for a new pair of glasses, or saving for a trip. Whatever is you, do you, okay? Don't let anybody else tell you what your budget should be, what you should be budgeting for, and all that. Blow it out the window. We don't need that crap, right? You budget for what's good for you and your family, your household, whatever. Don't listen to other people. Hell, you ain't even gonna listen to me. But I'm funny. So come on and listen. Alright, I'm gonna pause you for a sec. Okay, this is my actual budget planner. It is a Gillio. This is what I was using to house all my extra inserts, because I only keep in here the current month with the weeks and the budgeting stuff, and then I keep the next month's just the monthly, and then I save the expense whatever's from the previous months in there. So it'll get way too chubby. I already got enough crap in there. Look at that fatty. Okay, so this is what I house it in. This is, I believe it's a Print Pressions B6. It does have an elastic closure. But in here, this is what I use. That's the monthly glance. I don't really use that. You have your month. On the front here, you can mark important days that are coming up that you don't want to forget, so that you know you got money for it, or certain bills that you want to pay, whatever's. I don't use that ever. And then you got your monthly. It's very simple. I want you to... Wait a minute. Why is this like this? What are we doing here? Oh, my mailman. Yep, just basic monthly layout, so you can plug in all your bills. It doesn't have to be fancy, because this is for you. You don't need anybody else to look at it or whatever, so if it looks like crap, it looks like crap. Okay, so that's what I use. And then, after that, in my planner, I have my monthly overview. Pause this if you would like to draw these out for yourself. Your planned income, which is your rough one, and your actual. Then you're going to do your expenses, your debt payments, your savings, your giving, your other. And your other, you can cross that out and put it towards whatever your goal is. You don't have to do these. And if you aren't giving, which, who wants to give? I want to take. No, just kidding. You can easily change that out. Then they have here your financial goals of the month, or you can use it for whatever's notes. On the back, you have your budget details. This is where you're going to write the individual income of everybody in your budget, whether it be your significant other, your roommates, or say your second job, whatever. You want to write out what you're planning on getting, and then at the end of the month what you actually made, so you can see how close you are. Your debt payments, this could be where you put all your credit cards, If you owe anybody in particular, you can put it here. Then they got a spot for savings, giving, and other, which you can use them for whatever, any way you want. So yep, that goes on. Then the next page I have is my monthly bills. I write what the bill is, how much it is, when it's due, and then I tick off when I pay it. You don't have to write the amount in here. If you don't know what it is, you can roughly estimate. But I also use one of these as a permanent list, so I can reference it at any time if I'd forget and want a bill and I'd forget to write it on the new monthly. Okay, and then you have, oh, on the back it's just the expenses, which is this page as well, where you write down the date, the description, and the amount of your expenses. I also use a purchase tracker, which is the date, store, item, and amount. And then I use a weekly. I never write anything on the front. I don't know why. Just never know what I want to write in it. Okay, and then I have my week over here. Every day is even. I write down the bills that are due on that. And then if any stores I buy from, I will write them, the stores and the amounts. Here is where you put where I put my expenses. This can be the actual bills, extra payments you make on certain whatevers. Over here is where I write down the shit I don't need, but I buy anyways. Dunkin' Donuts or any of those other Starbucks, whatevers. Planner stuff to clothes and whatever's. Good thing this is all the same. And then down here, if I made any extra that week on doing anything, I'll put it here. If it could be, say somebody owed you $5, they paid you back, put that here so you could add it to your checking account, whatever. Or say you sold something, you can put it here. And then add it all up. And then what I do it for is I add this all up, and then I will go back to my expense tracker and I will write the week, and I'll write expenses and how much I actually spent that week. Underneath, I will write the date, and I will put all my extra crap, write the amount, and then I will list each credit card that I've made extra payments on, if there are any, and the amount. And then at the end of the month, it's all right here. And then you can just add it up, and do your finals. On my weeks, I actually do add them up and put the total at the bottom for everything. And then I transfer that amount over. That's the back of it. It's got a good meaty pocket. This is very floppy. On the front, you have the crisscross. And it's B6 rings, B6 inserts from PT paper. So that's that in a nutshell. Okay, I'm going to come on probably Sunday and do a little more in depth on how to actually put this plan together. But first homework is to figure out what you owe, who you owe, and how much you make, and just figure out those numbers, okay? This guy here, I'm giving him away to one of you. I don't need him. I'm downsizing to a smaller size, just a little bit. So I don't need these, so I am going to give them to you. All you got to do, put in the bottom, yeah, thumbs up. I want it. Whatever. Give it to me. Whatever. Just comment in the bottoms that you're interested in it. You want to be a part of it. All right, guys, I love you. Please stay safe, stay healthy, and definitely plan and budget on, okay? Let's get our life situated, straightened right out. All right, guys, I love you. I will catch you in the next one. Please like, subscribe, and share so that we can get more people involved in this wonderful goodness, okay? Addie, let me find my stop button. Bye now.